Hey everybody, Aaron here with another video on safety culture. As you can tell, I'm in a different setup here. Not as nice of a background. We've got some bad weather here in Utah, but I wanted to make some videos for the week. And the first one that I wanted to make before I start sharing some of my screen and showing some of the tooling that I use, I wanted to address something else first, and that is chain of command in a safety culture. What is chain of command? For those people who have been in the military or have worked in a real corporate environment, you'll know that in a general sense means that every person in the organization administratively has to answer to someone. And the reason I'm making a video on this is because it's surprising how many times I run into companies where you have employees who are what I call floaters, and they float between different departments, or they float under a couple of different leaders, maybe more than two. And I want to talk about that today and talk about the problem that presents. So the first thought that I have when covering this topic is, when multiple people own an employee, what that really means is nobody owns that employee. And what I mean by that is, when you have an employee, there has to be someone above that employee that holds them accountable to simple things like just attendance, completing certain tasks and stuff like that. But over the year, I've been surprised at how many companies have someone who floats between, managers. And so one manager thinks that the other manager is managing, some of these areas, but that manager thinks this manager is doing that, and ultimately it's a gap where the worker is not accountable to anything. And so, when you're trying to set up a safety culture and you're trying to, track deeper, more meaningful KPIs, this accountability piece is going to come up, and it's going to be very important. And so anyway, I think that if you're a small business or a medium-sized company or a large company, it's very important to make sure that you have some type of visual or some kind of database that tells you who owns who and who reports up to who in the organization. And it really can't be more than one person for the everyday employee. If that employee has to report to multiple people, things get very confusing. You don't know what manager to go to and how to hold them accountable, or who to hold accountable when that employee is not doing what they're supposed to be doing. So anyway, one of the things I'm going to be showing in some future videos is some tooling and some spreadsheets that will help you as a company make sure you get all that structured right and get that accountability piece sort of in place before you begin to actually execute on building your safety culture. So be on the lookout for that. Right now, if you don't have a clear written out org structure for your business or for your team or whatever, it's probably a good idea to get out a spreadsheet or a document or something and really get that figured out first. Only then can we really move forward and get anything to work. So hopefully that's helpful. I know it doesn't apply to a lot of you, but some of you it may. So anyway, more to come on this in some coming videos, and I'll see you on those here coming up.